Okay guys, how many times do you hear your male friends say this?
Hey, I just met the girl of my dreams over the phone. I fell in love with her simply by listening to the sound of her voice.
Yeah. Males and females seem to work very differently. Males get attracted to faces or legs or other body parts. But females? Gentlemen, let me educate you on a concept you may know nothing about. The power of attraction is actually in the sound of your voice. Yep, we girls don't walk around saying,
"Hey, wow, that guy has great legs or abs or biceps."
sorry to disappoint you. But if you walk up to a girl in a bar with a voice that sounds like velvet, you're going to make her swoon, her heart flip a beat, and her legs go wobbly, partly or purely because of the way you sound. So if you want to have a more attractive voice, stay tuned. Q&A Tuesday, all your voice questions answered. Hi, I'm Elisa James, founder of the Voice of Confidence Public Speaker Training Program. As a qualified presentation and voice coach, I help business owners and corporate speakers sound like a leader on stage, on podcast, and on camera. But today is not about leadership. It's actually about making your voice sound more attractive to the opposite sex. The power of the voice is something we should never overlook. It can really tell us what someone is like, purely by the sound of their voice and the way that they speak. So let's dive in. First, let's look at 3 men with the sexiest voices and disseminate what they're doing with their instrument to make it sound so damn good. We're going to start with 3 actors' voices, and then I'm going to show you exactly what they're doing in 3 steps to make it sound more sexy and masculine. Number 1, James Earl Jones. James is a superb actor with a very long and illustrious career, and partly because of his gorgeous vocal quality. He had to overcome a very severe stutter early in his career before he got started in theatre and eventually film. But nowadays, his smooth and silky voice is one of the best recognized in Hollywood. Let's have a listen.
If you only knew the power of the dark side, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
Number 2, George Clooney. With his boyish good looks and deep baritone voice, George has been winning women over since the 1980s. He was voted the sexiest man alive twice by People magazine, and this Hollywood star also has a very sexy voice to match that outer sexy brand. Let's have a listen to his voice.
You know, the hardest thing about playing football was it hurt. You get hit by one of these kids and you think, that really, really hurt. And what was I thinking when I took the shot?
Last but not least is Benedict Cumberbatch, one of the most well-respected thespians of our generation. Benedict was born and raised in the UK, son of 2 professional actors. And as with many other actors with equally incredible voices before him, he studied classical theatre acting in England before switching to film. You'll notice that many actors with incredible voices all had years of training during their theatre days. That sets them aside on film and makes them irresistible to watch and to listen to. Let's have a listen to his voice.
Sherlock Holmes, The Rediscovered Railway Mysteries and Other Stories, read by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay, now let's break it down into the 3 elements that they all have in common. Number 1 is depth of pitch. All of these actors are speaking at a very low pitch in a very relaxed way. There's nothing pushed or forced about their sound. The pitch is deep and rich without having to work too hard. This might be partly due to their body shape and how tall they are, because all 3 of these men are about 6 feet tall. Interestingly enough, most tall men do have deeper voices because they have bigger voice box, and that adds richness and fullness to the sound. Now, don't worry, if you're not that tall and you're not really a big build, don't despair, because you can drop your voice box down to a lower position and you will lower the pitch when you're speaking. If you keep the throat muscles open too, it will also enhance and enrich your sound. This is what actors learn when they're studying voice. They widen their throat muscles and fatten up their sound to project to the back of the theatre. Acting and voice training will absolutely help you develop a richer, deeper sound. Number 2, lack of tension. All of these men also have a very relaxed way of speaking without compromising the quality of their articulation. Due to all of them being trained actors, they focus not only on the quality of their sound, but also on how clear and articulate they are. Let's face it, an audiobook or a movie would be pretty boring if you can't follow the storyline because the actors aren't speaking properly. So, open the throat with a yawn. Relax those throat muscles, drop the jaw, relax the jaw, let it hang loose in the vowels, give the vowels some space, and use your other articulators clearly also when you're speaking. Number 3, resonance. All 3 of these men have a beautiful forward placement with resonance in the front of the face. Now, we actors call this speaking into the mask. When we're using airflow forward during speaking and singing, it adds this natural clarity and brightness to the tone. Resonance also adds about 30% more volume without even trying. It makes your voice sound more beautiful and makes it much easier for other people to hear you and easier to project. So when you're speaking, try to place the sound of your voice forward into the front of the face. A really good exercise to practice is just a simple hum. Hum. And when you get it just right, it vibrates in the front of the face, in the front cavities of the face, and buzzes and vibrates. You actually feel the vibration really far forward. However, if you're doing it wrong, all you'll feel is tension and vibration in the throat area. Let's do a quick recap. See, the magic recipe here is a mixture of the following things: forward mask resonance, relaxed throat and jaw, nice relaxed airflow through the vocal folds, and a lowered pitch, and don't forget good articulation. Now that you know all that, all you need to do is go off and practice. If you found that helpful today, check out the other videos on my channel. I know you'll find some gold there too. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the next video. I'll see you then. Bye.